Welcome back to the Protodead Podcast, where anything goes, but with a strong focus on music, movies, books, and video games, basically all the forms of media that we love to be entertained by. Please forgive any background noise that you may hear from our mics because we're family men. We got cats. We got family. They like to play too. They may make some noise, so forgive us for that if you hear any of that stuff. I'm Protodead, your host, and today my guest is Digi, and I'm very thankful that Digi is on the podcast today. How in the heck are you feeling?
I'm pretty good, actually. Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good for a Sunday. It's cold outside, so we're staying inside.
Haven't even checked it out yet.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel the cold seeping in through the holes in my walls and stuff. So I haven't gone outside either, but I know it's cold out there.
All right.
uh, so I know that you're a budding musician. You have an interest in making digital music. Would you like to talk to me a little bit about some of the gizmos and mechanisms that you got?
Um, yeah, I'll talk to you as much as I can about it. I'm really consider myself really new and really amateur, but yeah, I'll talk to you as much as I can.
Okay.
Um, so I guess I've gotten into I just call them toys because it's a hobby. It's not like I'm full time, but I've gotten into like portable drum machines and synthesizers. I'm sitting in my room right now in my house is I've pretty much built myself a small home studio where I can plug in and record things into my computer. Uh, and and so there's all kinds of stuff out there you could get into. Uh, Korg is a really uh, user-friendly beginner brand. I think people see their stuff. If you're watching, live shows, you might see the synthesizer or the keyboard on the stage that says Korg on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got some Korg Volca. Um, I don't know what you call them, drum machines. I got some Korg Volca drum machines. I got some Teenage Engineering drum machines. Um, yeah. And then there's just like it's a whole learning process, like everything. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to begin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I've
I'm just making noise at this point.
Yeah, you got to when you have an instrument. I mean, unless you have somebody like going through an organized series of lessons, trying to help you understand what the natural progression of the knowledge of the instrument is. You almost got to sit there and just fuck with it and fuck with it and fuck with it until you kind of like figure something out on your own.
There's that. There's something I've run into called RTFM. Reading online is it means read the freaking manual.
Okay. Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah, you mean like that's just an acronym that people say when you ask on the on a forum or something, and they just say read the freaking manual.
Yeah.
So you've
Yeah,
been
I haven't gotten that, but I've heard about it.
okay. So you've been taking the time to actually open up the user manual and try to understand what it's telling you.
There's that, and then also, there's YouTube tutorials. Lots of people will make a video trying to teach you how to use whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, yeah. YouTube is fucking awesome for that shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's how I used YouTube in the beginning. I didn't use it for entertainment. I used it whenever I was trying to figure out how to make a repair. You know, like to get to a part on my truck to replace or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, so got a lot of good tutorial resource there. It just recently YouTube has become a gigantic just entertainment. Like I watch YouTube more than I watch TV now.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like I yeah, it's shoot. I feel like I've been on YouTube. What do I say? I ride the algorithm,
Mm-hmm.
and man, I almost feel like I've reached the end. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of shit out there, and sometimes it can kind of feel like there's no reason to look at it anymore. Like, there's been a couple times where I've been at my computer and I want to like do computer shit, and it's like I'm just sick of looking at the fucking screen, and I got to get up and go do something in real life.
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So when you're putting the toys together and working you're working to try to figure out how this stuff works, do you need a computer?
Um, yeah, so there's kind of two sides to that. That's a good question.
Oh, thank you.
You can make music with only a computer and software programs.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'm more into the physical hardware that you can touch with your hands. And there's like two camps, but they're not like official. But some people will say like, I'm not trying to use a DAW right now. I'm just trying to use only hardware. A DAW is like a digital audio workstation, like something like Fruity Loops, which I have.
Mm.
And there's free DAWs you can download. Um, I don't want to just like spout them out because I'll be giving out false information. I don't.
Yeah,
I
you
don't.
don't have them off the top of your head.
No, you can look them up though,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, the first time I heard of Fruity Loops was on Epic Rap Battles.
Okay.
Yeah, they had a lyric in there where um, they mentioned Fruity Loops as being the one of the beat DAWs that they use to make the beats for the Epic Rap Battles history.
Yeah, it's a really powerful program. I feel like there's a lot going on. It can be pretty daunting, but I also know it's like a lot of people use it and get a lot of great results out of it. So, um, last time I sat down to make a song, Fruity Loops seemed more familiar, more intuitive, more like, oh, I've done this before, so what's the next step? Like, how can I improve and just take this to the next level?
Yeah,
And so yeah, everything is just seems like a process like that, like step one, and then maybe you learn a little bit more about the next step just in time as time progresses.
yeah, yeah. I think you got to take your time with learning new shit. I mean, if you get if you get like really deep into it and you can just dedicate a whole lot of time and you can move at your own pace, then maybe that's fine. But the majority of us, we have to like, we have a schedule. We have to have dinner exactly at this time because, there's other people that's pulling um, on our time, whatever. And then we have to be in bed at a certain time because we have to be up at a certain time. So I think mm, if somebody was like, if you were independently wealthy, then you could just like learn at your own pace, and you could probably accelerate your understanding of something really really rapidly, but it would have to be uninterrupted, and you would have to be able to dictate the pace of that.
Yeah.
But
I
I think for the most of us, you're right. It just takes time. We have to take a break from it and come back to it later, and then with fresh eyes and stuff.
That sounds good. You know what I was thinking about? Sometimes in stories in movies or whatever,
Yeah,
the theme of the story is a person is getting away to their house in the country to write their novel
yeah,
and stuff like that. Yeah, like they have the time and the luxury to do those things.
yeah. Yeah,
Seems
it's a
seems great.
it's a trope. It's yeah, you're right. It's a trope that's in movies quite a bit, in stories quite a bit, and normally like um they have just enough money to be able to. They don't have to go to a job, and they normally the story is like either their spouse is is out of the picture, or they're alone anyway, and like they don't have anybody else's schedule to meet up with, so they can. And then normally that's where the real movie takes off, because that person has now encountered a problem. They discovered a problem they have to solve. Like maybe it's a fucking haunted house, or maybe it's a
whole new adventure.
Yeah, it turns into a whole new adventure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a trope. I wish I was smart enough to be able to like watch these movies and stories, TV shows and stuff, and be able to like make the connections necessary to like say, oh, that's the one trope that you see in, young adult movies all the time, or that's the trope where the director uses to get you to feel sorry for the character or whatever.
Well, it's a study like anything else. Since I've decided to create music, when you hear it anytime on the radio on purpose, you're just listening more intently, trying to break apart the different pieces and figure out how they stand alone and how they come together as a unit.
Yeah.
And if you like the elements of what you're hearing, or if you think you would do it a little bit differently. Not that I have talent or skills.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, because I've often felt like sometimes I have the time to stop and listen and really try to analyze some music that I listen to at the time, and then sometimes it's like I don't have the time to do that. I'm just trying to enjoy the music and move on with the other thing that I'm doing.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely. I probably worked too much this year and didn't enjoy myself enough.
Yeah, well, Christmas is coming up, and we got some vacation probably, so you might be able to just, I don't know, man, put on a whole album or something and just listen to it and then write down some ideas about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I do like some albums. I will listen to an hour of music and do something, or just listen.
Yeah. Um, I do the same thing. I got the little wireless earbud, and I'll find an album that I want to listen to, and I'll listen to the whole thing front to back. And it's, some albums are like a journey, and some albums really are just a collection of songs. And it's like, some people can say, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but it's like, some albums are created with a concept in mind, and like
Concepts.
and I don't understand it 100%, but um, all I know is that sometimes a whole album is like really cool to experience, and then sometimes an album is just a mishmash of a random collection of songs. Uh, but what's one of the albums that sticks out in your mind in particular?
Um, well, we've talked about 21 Pilots Trench,
Yeah.
how you or somebody explained to me how the bishops were like evil and oppressing and out to get him, and he had to break free and stuff like that. I'm probably butchering the explanation.
No, I think you remember it right. Yeah. Um, I don't remember too much more from it, but I think it has a lot to do with depression and how these evil or nasty thoughts that are in your mind that come from within you are entities in this album called bishops, and each one of them has their own kind of sort of traits or personalities or backgrounds or whatever, and they're all against you. They all work to to fuck
Bring
up your
you
day.
down.
Yeah, bring you down. And I think
you gotta fight them.
you got to fight them or escape from them or something.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I like that quite a bit. One of the albums I like to listen to is Dead Boy and the Elephant Men.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think they only put out one album. I think it's called We Are the Night Sky, and I didn't like it when I first bought it. Absolutely did not like it. But as the years have gone on, I like it more and more, and I listen to it more and more. It's like a folk rock sort of sound. It's only like a chick on drums and a dude on guitar, and they both sing. So it's like what is that other band that does that?
The White
The
Stripes.
White Stripes. That's the one. So they're kind of like the White Stripes, but they're not funky and um, crunky like White Stripes are. They're more like acoustic guitar and
But the
kind of
fact that it's a man and a woman, guitar and drums singing, that's what
yeah.
you're saying is the same.
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't know why they did it that way, but the lead singer, I think the guy who's the brains of the operation, is Dax Riggs. He was the lead singer of Acid Bath, so that was like his one of his other projects besides Acid Bath after Acid Bath fell apart.
Okay.
But that album is Dead Boy and the Elephant Man has become something I listen to. I keep going back to because it's like, I keep hearing some good. I keep making connections and stuff, and I'm liking it quite a bit.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, um, I've linked a few songs in the Discord from them, and I think one of them, Cloudy Emerald, said that he thought fucking sucked like dog shit or something. I don't remember what he said, and I was like, oh. Secretly, like deep down, I was like, "How fucking dare you, you son of a bitch!" But
Okay.
but outwardly, I was like, "I totally respect your opinion."
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Speaking of Discord, hey, what do you think of the Discord?
Uh,
You've been a long time friend. You've been a member of the Discord, for a long time. Digi-troll man, how do you like the layout and all the different channels and that shit?
oh, it's pretty great. Yeah, I don't have any complaints really. Um, Gosh, sometimes I would think of a category to add, but nothing comes to mind right now. It's just like it's all what if, it's all possibilities.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm open to that. I mean,
Um, it's fun. Yeah, I like sharing. Yes,
yeah,
and that's kind of what it's all about, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Because we can't all experience everything. So we can only experience a little bit of life of what, the American dream is all about or whatever and in our leisure time and maybe we can share some of the keystone moments of the entertainment with each other and that way maybe we have a better overlap of experiences instead of each one of us comes from a completely different set of entertainment stuff, music, movies, books, video games, and all that shit.
Yeah, and just to compare Discord to other platforms, it's just like uninterrupted. You're not gonna you can make it exactly what you want, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be Facebook, it doesn't have to be anybody else's stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like right now, currently Discord doesn't fucking shove advertisements and shit in their feed and they don't have, an agenda to do anything. It's pretty much just a platform for the users to run and the users to, I mean, I would like to see some user interface changes, like the way it's presented, and maybe some customizations here and there. But for the most part, Discord is untouched and uncorrupted by mainstream, platformage or whatever. So I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, I don't get on Facebook, but I know that when you get on Facebook, you see a feed of other people's interesting things or whatever, but then you also get all the different advertisements shoved in your way and stuff is cultivated. Like people talk about how Facebook is, they take your data and they mold, specific things to show up on your page or whatever. And it's like Discord can't do that.
Because they're not sending you anything.
Yeah, because they don't send you anything. They're not looking. They're not looking at anything that we post and we share in the Discord, and then trying to present you something similar or something opposed to get a rise out of you. They're not looking at any of that shit at all. They don't. That's not what Discord's about. So that's the reason why I like Discord a lot. I mean, that and its birth was video gamers, being able to do the voice chat like we are doing right now.
Big part of it.
Yeah, it's a huge part of it. That's how it launched out. I think before this there was TeamSpeak, and that's still around maybe, but you had to pay for that. You had to pay like $10 a month for that. And I think there was some other free ones. Mumble is one of them that we used a long time ago, but then Discord came along and it just swept the gaming population. It took them by storm. It just spread like wildfire, and I'm just every now and again, like I'll see if I can find a Discord channel for something crazy weird, like it's not just video gamers anymore. Now it's like book clubs, and it's like movie nuts, and
Yeah. One guy I follow on YouTube there's a Patreon thing. I don't do any Patreons, but everybody advertises it on YouTube because you can make money. But if you give him $1 there, then you get access to his Discord, and it'll be people talking about music because he's a music guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. It's $1. Talk to people about music.
Yeah, but I think it's like $1 a month or something, right?
Yeah, $1 a month.
Yeah, which isn't much. I mean, I could lose $1 a day and not notice it. But yeah, I've thought about doing that for my channel, but I'm not big enough for that to matter yet. So,
right.
Yeah, I think having Patreon rewards for the people that really care about the stuff you put out, I think is necessary, but it's also something that you got to carefully balance, and I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
Emotionally or spiritually or anything else.
Quit your job and go full time.
Yeah, quit my job and become a hermit, not successful, and die in a ditch in the woods because I don't make enough money.
No, don't do that.
No, okay. So I'll just keep my job then. I won't go full time. Got it. So that latest, all jokes, people, chill. So that latest video that you posted on YouTube, and I'll have Digi's YouTube posted in the comments below in the Discord. Fuck.
Links in the description.
Links in the description, folks. I need to drink another cup of coffee.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, fuck, dude. I need one so bad.
I think I might need another one.
I think I need to dehydrate the coffee and snort it. But the latest video that you uploaded, I watched this morning when I woke up. And I got to ask, every time you hit the key, as the thing, that was the chord, right?
Yeah, that one is the Korg Vocal Beats.
Okay.
And what's your question?
So every time you hit the key in the video, it's like, I couldn't tell that the music was changing, but you were hitting the next key in the sequence right on time, but I couldn't understand why you were hitting the key. Like, what was it doing?
Yeah, so it was in live mode, and I hit the play button, and it plays the sequence, which is 16 steps. Okay. So all the way across is 16 buttons and lights. That's each step. And what I was doing is there's 8 memory banks. So the first 8 of the 16 buttons is going to hold a pattern that I created previously when I was playing around and learning about it. And so I saved all my 8 patterns, and I was playing live, and I was holding the memory button and going to the next pattern when the previous pattern was over, so they would play in a sequence. because that's how I created them when I was sitting down in a sequence. I was like, I had this part, and then I went to the next part and added it or changed something a little bit, and went to the next part, added or changed something, and created it in a sequence like that, and basically just played it back for you.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
I think so. How do you program the thing? How do you make the one key do what sounds like multiple notes?
Well, that would be in a step mode. Again, across. I'm gonna pick the thing up and put it in front of me. Uh, so again, across the bottom, each gold button is represents a sound. Like there's the kick drum and the snare drum and the low tom and the high tom, the closed hi-hat, open hi-hat, clap, claves, a go-go, and the crash. So you go into step mode, and then you'll be on the kick drum, and you'll press the button, and it'll put a kick drum wherever you press. It'll light up the light, and you hit the play button, and it's playing kick drums. And then you go to the next one, and you put in the snare drum. You light up where you want the snare drums. Go to the next one, light up where you want the hi-hats. Light up where you want those. And then there's a save function. You hit function memory into the first memory bank, like I was telling you about before, the memory banks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you save it, and then it's in there for playback, and then you can go into play mode and play back what you have saved. I think that covers it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it sounds like I want to pretend like I understand all the stuff that you're saying, but unfortunately, I don't ever mess with that stuff. So there's a lot for me to learn so that I can understand it. But I appreciate what you're doing because I watch all your videos, and I like to see your progression showcasing like you're getting into it and you're understanding more of it, so you're being able to do more stuff with the devices and stuff. And I encourage you to do that, man. Like it's really, really refreshing to see somebody with a wholesome hobby, like trying to make some electronic music, like you're doing.
Cool, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've always seen music as like a language. It's something that you learn.
Hmm.
Like they've got the notes and they got the five lines, and you put them on there. And I can't read it. I took show choir in school. I was in music
Hmm.
for pretty much my whole life. Yeah, my parents always were like, uh, I don't know, and I don't think disbelief is the right word, but they're impressed. Maybe I could always sing the songs on the radio,
Mm.
like whatever came on. I was just singing all the songs.
Mm.
So yeah.
But like in pitch or whatever, or in tune with the music.
Pretty good. I don't like to toot my own horn, but yeah, I guess.
Cool, man. Yeah, I sing along with the music too, but I think I can imitate it on the best day. I think I can imitate something similar to what the vocalist is doing. But if somebody was like, "Oh, so you think you're a singer? Why don't you sing a fucking song that's all original?" I wouldn't have any. There's no way I can imitate some stuff, not well, but I can imitate some stuff that I've listened to a bunch. I can't create a vocalization. I can't create a brand new because none of that stuff makes sense to me. Like, why do they sing something high and then low, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand any of that shit.
Oh, I'm sure you could. You never
Yeah.
have any original sort of jingle or anything just pop into your head?
I got like on the guitar, like guitar licks come to me in my mind, and I would like to express those like little guitar licks out in the guitar because I play guitar more than I sing. but I can't
Mhm.
make those noises happen. Like, I don't know how to make the guitar do the thing that's in my head, so I get frustrated and I just put it up.
Yeah, I was watching a video, I think it was about music theory a little bit. I think it was something like, if I had to learn music theory again, this is how I would do it. Because I guess he did it the hard way.
Mm.
Um, but he said something really that stuck out that was like, singing has is like so much different than playing an instrument as far as learning the notes that you have to learn. He was like, it basically doesn't even matter if you can sing, I think was his point. It's like learning an instrument is so much different.
Mm.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, I think I understand a little bit of what you're saying because it feels like um, a guitar, specifically a piano or a guitar. They have certain notes. They're hard notes. I mean, you can knock the strings out of tune, but if the strings are in tune, you only have 45 or 46 keys on the piano or however many there is. Wife, help me. How many keys are on a piano? 88. So you only have 88. So there's only 88 different single noises you can make. But with a voice, it's more like a slider. It's more like, there is no limit to how many different noises can come out of a voice, except for a person's range, their range limit.
Okay.
So it's harder for me. It seems like it would be harder for the vocalist to nail a certain note with their voice, even if they could hit it, because there's a variation.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, hard to be perfect.
Yeah, pitch perfect. So my wife has been playing the piano a lot here lately. We got a keyboard, not a piano. We got a keyboard, but the keyboard, and she is like impressing me to like, I don't know, like all get out. Like I didn't understand um, that somebody could learn how to play piano music by themselves, but my wife has been playing on the keyboard, and she's been playing the Harry Potter theme, fucking anything else, anything you can think of. She's been playing it, man. Like Willy Wonka when he sings the thing about when he's
Golden
introducing.
ticket.
No, not the golden ticket. The other one when he's introducing all the kids to all the chocolate room and shit, like all the candy room.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
really cool, man. Yeah.
yeah. So she's actually helping me maybe try to pick my guitar up off the wall and knock the dust off of it and start playing it some more. Because of how much work she's been putting into the keyboard, and I hear her playing this stuff like I'm at the computer, slaving away at trying to make a fucking video, and she's in there just jamming out on the keyboard, and it's fucking amazing, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so synthesizers are oftentimes connected, have a piano bed, a keyboard. So I told myself I need to learn piano, and
Hmm.
I got this app. I got this app, and I learned like one technique. It kind of like a hammer technique, like going from two different notes or whatever.
Okay.
And I was just doing that all over the keyboard. It's fun.
Mm.
And but I didn't stick with it. I didn't have any stick to itiveness then. I'm getting more into that, into more being more disciplined. Yeah, recently.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, you might. I mean, you have a keyboard, right?
There's yeah, there's three keyboards in my room right now. Not full size. I guess one of them is a full size. It's like a older, like a Casio keyboard
Mm-hmm.
with with the 500 sounds you can input on the digital screen. You just pick number 1 through 500, and it's got all the sounds. It's like they put them out at Walmart and Sam's Club around this time. You can get them for your kid for Christmas.
Yeah,
I
they're
got
not a whole lot.
right. I've got that keyboard. It's just I never turn it on, but I should because I could just sample it. I could just find a funky sound and use one of my samplers that I have. I didn't mention earlier.
Mm,
Sampling is quite a bit of fun. You just record something and then your device has the ability to like put it into a melody to where it's like it's that sound, but it's do re mi fa sol la ti do, but it's also that sound.
yeah.
Like that's what samplers can do,
Okay.
like stuff like that. Like chop the sound up, make it
Oh.
make it grainy, slow it down, speed it up. But
Oh.
yeah, that's pretty cool because you recorded it and then you can change it. And so it's like you could use the straight sample, like a straight recording, or you could warp it and do all sorts of fun stuff with it. Anyways, I kind of got off. So I have the keyboard. I should learn keyboard, synthesizers. Sound like you wanted to say something. What's up?
Oh, that sounds really cool. So you could like sample a sound like in the world, like you have a device that just records a sound, right?
You could sample nature.
Okay, so and then it's got like 16 keys on it, or how many? Eight?
Yeah, yeah. Depending on whatever, there's all kinds of devices. Yeah,
Okay.
some of them have the drum pads where you can has velocity sensitivity drum pads. I want something like that, but those can be a bit more expensive. And that's another thing with my whole spiel, my whole Digi-troll man persona is I'm not spending tons of money on this. I
Really?
I feel like I feel like my deal is like I could do this, anybody could do this.
Yeah.
If you have a computer and a little bit of willpower and time and you want to make music and interest.
Yeah. So you should do a video where you just showcase all of your electronic stuff in your room and just do like a little walkthrough. And it doesn't have to be super professional. You can just kind of do it off the cuff. But I'd like to see the whole thing and how it all
Comes
in
together a
yeah,
little
like
bit.
in relationship to each other instead of just because on your YouTube videos it's a fixed camera and it's only showing
Yeah.
the a few devices in your hands. But
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of stuff to the left and to the right and to the
Yeah. That I may do that. No guarantees. I want to make music, right? But how do you share that with people these days? You got to make
you
a
got to make a
video with
video.
people.
Yeah.
Um Last weekend I sat down and made a Bandcamp and a SoundCloud account.
Mm-hmm.
They're free, and I had like some sort of expectations for them, but then they ended up being just really plain Jane. But I post my music on there for free for anybody trolling those sites.
Okay. So
So-
I'm on SoundCloud. I listen to Gene Burn um,
okay,
a lot. So if you link me your SoundCloud info or like the link to it, I'll add that in the description.
okay.
And then that way I can also like add you as my favorite or whatever and then hit you on the playlist.
Yeah, and they had a feature that I checked out. It was kind of like I was messing with the Lander website that I was using before, which I don't mess
Yeah.
with. It
Yeah.
says it says try out mastering your music for free. So like, oh, I'm gonna click on that,
Mm-hmm.
and so you pick a section of your song that you've uploaded that's the most dynamic, meaning to me the a quiet part mixed with a louder part, and so it's gonna try and just fuse everything together as far as the levels, as far as the what's the word I'm looking for? Just equalizing everything
Mm-hmm.
and making it sound pleasant to your ear instead of a lot of times with some of my stuff I got to admit is something is quiet and something is just like roaringly loud and it's just like I don't fix it. It's just
Yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but that's what maybe mastering could do for me. But I clicked on it and it let me try it out, let me listen to it, and then it was like, that'll be $5 or uh, a monthly subscription if you want to do unlimited mastering. And I'm just like, no, I'll just do the best I can
Mm-hmm.
with my setup
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
there is mixing and mastering in Fruity Loops. That's part of what it can do. I just haven't really explored that. I'm gonna have to get into the plugins.
Yeah. Yeah. What is mastering?
To me, it just means uh, making it sound as good as possible, like making it sound uh, like it's gonna fill the room with sound, like because you use some programs and you see the wave file when you record something,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's small and that's quiet, and sometimes it's full length, like, and that's maybe too loud.
Yeah. It
Maybe
starts
that's
to
gonna turn
clip.
something red and clip and clack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think mastering is just kind of trying to make it perfect, more or less. And there's techniques that I don't fully know about
Yeah.
that can get you there.
Yeah. I don't think I understand how mastering works at all.
No, I
Yeah.
may not either.
I think I want to. I would like to. I would like to find a video where somebody explains what that is because I've looked for this before and I could not find an explanation to help me
I
understand.
I think they're out there, but I think it may be at that place where I don't understand the language.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what you said? I watched you for 10 minutes, and I don't know what you said.
Oh yeah, yeah. Individually, I understand the words that came out of your mouth, but when you put them together, I don't have any idea of what concept you're trying to relate to me.
Or it's like you're using the program, and I'm on my computer using the program, but I'm not getting to the same places that you're getting.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
But makes me feel dumb.
There's a lot that makes me feel dumb, dude.
And it's okay.
So hey, going back to the sampler dealio, you said so like the buttons that are on it, it's basically the do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's that going to be? A scale?
Yeah. Okay. So you can sample like one word or a phrase or something, and then like I've seen videos where people took a movie scene or a quotable line from a movie, and then they can do re mi fa sol la ti do the whole line, and then make that into a song all of it all on its own, which is interesting.
Yeah. And I think that's part of auto tuning, which I'm anti auto tuning.
Oh
I
yeah.
like I like effects, but I don't necessarily like. I'm not gonna like try and use auto tuning to make my voice sing the right note that I want to sing. But I do like sound effects.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
And
sound
so,
effects.
yeah, I feel like auto tuning can be used well or not well. But anyways,
Yeah. I agree. I like the auto tune when it's like turned up to like 8 or 9 or whatever, and they sound like a robot. Like what is it? Not Little John, but it's the other guy.
T-Pain,
Yeah, T-Pain. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Where it's like that. I like that stuff because obviously it's turned into an effect, and it's not to try to sound pitch perfect.
yeah, yeah, it sounds cool.
It does sound pretty cool. I got one of those on one of my voice modulator softwares, but I don't do a lot of voice effects on on a lot of the shit that I do. I had to specifically find some voice effects for a couple of my narrative. Like I wanted to get an idea across, so I needed an echo to give you that echoey feel, or I needed a pitch shifter because I wanted, like on one of my videos where I did the narrative voiceover on Tarkov, and I wanted my dude to sound sedated and otherworldly, so I did the pitch shift down thing.
Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah.
think it turned out great.
Man, I wish I would have gotten more support on those videos, I think, because I had a whole plan. I told you about it. I had like 3 or 4 more videos I was going to make, and I got so discouraged with that shit that I just stopped doing YouTube for like a fucking year.
Oh man,
Yeah.
a whole year?
Yeah, I stopped uploading videos for like a fucking year after that video.
Didn't realize that. Let me tell you, my favorite part is my favorite audio part is I need better equipment.
Yeah.
That's fun. You could say that about anything.
Yeah. Yeah, like so in Tarkov, like you're limited by your equipment, but you're also limited by your skills and your tactics and your knowledge and all this other shit. Like in real life, like your skills, your reflexes, but your equipment is a big part of it. And I think in our work lives and stuff, if we just had better equipment, then maybe we could do a better job faster and it'd be easier and less stressful. And I think sometimes we get better equipment and sometimes we don't. We don't get the support that we think we deserve, and that sucks.
Half the time I don't know what I need and deserve.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
It's cool though.
Yeah, but I need better equipment. Like I look around my computer setup right now and I'm like, man, if I only had like, maybe some monitor arms, I can get my monitors up off my desk and I'd have more desk space to work and my monitors can be hovering in the air. And, if I only had another, I don't know, another microphone that sounded better than this one, then I would sound better and people would like it more, whatever.
Yeah, with this room that I've got, I like it a lot, but I feel like it's a constant. What am I going to upgrade next? How can I make this better? How can I make it more accessible here?
And how can it be a tool that you can employ to your arsenal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
How much money do you think you've spent on all that stuff in that room? Rough guess, ballpark.
Golly, just give me a second for that one, okay?
I will.
Because let me just tell you, some stuff has come from B-Rad's work.
Okay.
Amp points. They have a really good program. You go to work, you earn points, you get to go shopping, and they have music equipment on there, and I take advantage of it.
Nice.
So I've gotten this Korg Monologue is a $300 synthesizer that I got. That was my first synthesizer that I got and started getting synthesizers. I got that for free, basically. I got that for being a U.S. citizen and going to work.
Well, man, extra special thanks to the big homie B-Rad.
Yeah.
Fucking thanks, bro.
Yeah, so
for sacrificing your rewards for somebody else's benefit.
Yeah, well, he gets some stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, we share the points. So they've got the Korg gear. I got that Korg. God dang, I've gotten 4 or 5 Korg things for free there. And then for a while, I got into Basel Instruments. And that's like 4 or 5 guys in the Czech Republic. So I bought some of their stuff.
So that sounds like some boutique shit.
Yeah, it's pretty boutique. I'm pretty lucky that I got a couple of them because they're sold out, and you got to get them secondhand through somebody that's willing to sell them or vendors that still have them. So I'm counting up money, which is not something that I do a lot.
Yeah, sure. No, that's no pressure. I mean, it's a question I've been wanting to ask for a while because I know that my computer and my monitors and my keyboards and all my other extra shit that I've got, I mean, I got a lot of money into my computer setup. accounting my guitar that I showcased. I mean, not showcase, but I use as a tool to part of my video editing. My amps and all that shit. Like, dude, I've got thousands of dollars in this. You know.
Yeah, there's there's the amount of money I could give you, and then I'm just trying to be careful about what I want to separate what I've gotten for free, you
No,
know.
no, don't do that. Like the worth, like
Okay.
how much would you have had to have paid or whatever?
Okay, fine. I'll just do that.
Yeah, just real quick, ballpark, $1,000
Mm,
more.
I would go computer and everything. I'd go $3,000 of
Oh yeah,
stuff.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
but I want to add it up also and give you a number maybe later, may not be right now.
yeah, yeah, man. So it's a big investment, but I mean that was slowly over time, and
Yeah.
each one of those little investments was another tool that you tried to employ into making the digital music.
Mhm. And that was a whole learning curve and process.
Yeah, like every new thing, if you really like, I got a bad habit of buying a new asset, like a new tool, a new thing, and then I'm like, I'm going to use this later. Like, I'm not going to immediately open it up and get into it because it's like, at least I've got that thing. I've got that thing figured out. Like the green screen, once I start doing green screen, at least I got a good green screen mat. I've never even opened it out of the package. I've had it for over a year, and shit like that's the way I am. I'm like, I just need to get this one thing. And then I got that covered. And whenever I need it, I got it.
Okay. Plan ahead.
Yeah, I do a lot of that. I do a lot of shopping from the internet, which is shitty. I spend too much money that way.
Yeah. Um, but yeah. What else?
What else? You got any whole songs you're working on right now?
I got an idea, and how that works is just, oh man, it's just so strange. It's like you have an idea, and you may have that idea for a while, and it may just play over and over in your head, and but it's like, how does that get started?
Yeah.
What is the first, sound and rhythm that I'm gonna make that's gonna lead into me expressing an idea? Like, how does that even work? But
I think the more you understand music and the more you understand the language, that other genres of music employ, like you, the more you're exposed to it, the more you're going to understand it, and the more you understand, the more you realize what you can do with this stuff, and it just takes exposure, man.
mhm.
But
Yeah,
I understand what you mean. Like you have an idea and you can't do anything with it now, and then a month later the idea rolls back around, like it keeps popping up in your head, and it's like, yeah, I could get rid of this idea if I could just complete the project. If I could just export the project from my mind onto the digital space, at least I can move on to the next fucking idea, for fuck's sake.
yeah. And I feel like that's what I was about to say is once the ball does get rolling, once I lay something down, the first part, it's like, well, the next part has to go with that part. It like has to wrap around it. And then okay, then you have two parts. And then ideas just start coming from all directions. Like what can go with this that also goes with this and is also going to sound good together. And then you just start trying stuff, and then you may have a happy accident. It's like, oh, I didn't even mean to do that, but that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
And and then start wrapping stuff around that, and then you've got like a base, And then how does your idea, like how do your words ever fit into your sounds that you're making? Like like I can do it, but does it make sense? I'm not sure.
Yeah, man.
I'm not sure if I'm congruent. I'm not sure if I'm intelligent,
Yeah.
but
It's part of the
I'm
process, though.
trying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you gotta create stuff that maybe isn't the greatest in the world. You've got to work through all that stuff to start making the stuff that makes the most sense. Because there's a lot of stuff you don't know. That's like it's just same thing with video game videos that I edit. In the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know how to do it, didn't understand the language of video editing or visual storytelling. I know that I wanted to craft an experience that was like a movie, but it was me playing the fucking video game. And obviously I didn't get there with my first series of videos. But after making about 400 videos, I think I'm much closer to crafting a small bubble video experience that has kind of a theme and it's got jokes that make sense or whatever flavor it is I inject into there.
You make a mini series.
No, what I mean is like musicians when they craft a song that's like a good song, they had to make 100,000 bad songs before that, or I don't want to say bad songs, but they had to make other ones that weren't congruent or coherent or that everything fits together real good. Like, so you got to take that journey.
Yeah, the creator considers it a failure.
Yeah. I talked about this once before. Yeah. Abandoning the project and moving on to something else, but at least what you take from it is that you've learned something, and you can carry that forward. But every true artist abandons every project they work on because they'll never fucking finish it.
Yeah, but also what I've had the thought that since this is all a learning process and I'll have skills if I keep going and everything is recorded, so maybe there'll be opportunities in the future to redo or revamp something that I've made in the past that
Oh, okay.
wasn't so good. Like the general idea is there, but then you can go back with your skills and improve upon it. I've had those thoughts. Like a couple of my recent air quote songs, I've put out two versions. Like I put out the first version, listened to it for a couple days or a week, and like all these ideas are coming in. I'm thinking of changes to make,
Which is healthy.
and then maybe make them and put out the second version. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, which is good.
cool.
It's even better if you have like a team of people that are interested and actually like engaged and they can give a person some feedback and help tighten some stuff up. Because I'm pretty sure when Tool crafts a song, they don't just show up half drunk and fucking disconnected from reality, and they don't just bang one out in fucking 30 minutes at the studio and then go home for a holiday. They sit there and fucking slave over that song and they just deliberate and they pick it apart. Everybody brings something to the table. I don't know what their process is, but everybody brings something to the table and they collaborate and they fucking push and pull and they mold it and they spit out at the end of the process, which may take 6 or 7 months, they spit out a gold nugget that's wonderful for your ear holes.
Yeah, it seems like it's thought about intelligently for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and the stuff like my video stuff, and I would say that your music stuff, it's kind of like I'm sharing parts of my journey. Like I'm not making gold nuggets. I'm just, this is part of my learning experience, and I'm just trying to share what little I can squirt out the end of my process.
Mhm. And what I hear just every step of the journey is facing your fear.
Mm.
I heard that was in that book review I posted the other day, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something about creating art and learning every step of the journey is a way to face your fear.
I need to probably get that book and read it. There's, man, I mean, one man can't
I think it's
experience all the
only
media.
Yeah, I think it's only 11.99 for a little paperback from Amazon. It doesn't even look that thick, and I may have it on Audible. I think
Mm.
Bradley was just gonna buy it for me
Mm.
and listen to it on my earbuds.
Yeah, I probably need to do more of that too. Um, I agree. I've got a fuckload of books that I've read, and I've gotten away from reading books, and I need to get back into it. So, I've got one that I'm trying to proofread for my brother-in-law. Apparently, he's trying to write a novel. So I've been trying to make time to proofread his novel, and it's like there's just not enough hours in the day for everything, man.
Yeah, but that's really nice and that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, books are cool. My cousin wrote a book. I don't know if it's still for sale, but he wrote a zombie survival book, and it was pretty fantastic accomplishment for him. Jimmy Bird. His book was called um, "Dead We Are," and I think
All right.
it was for sale on Amazon for a while. I don't know where you can get it now, but I bought I think a copy or two and read it. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, he's inspired me to maybe consider trying to write a story. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I haven't put anything down yet.
Okay.
Because, dude, if he can do it, anybody can do it. You know,
Yeah,
he's just a
that's what I'm
human.
saying.
Yeah, just like with your music, and that's the idea I had whenever I started putting the idea to put a video on YouTube. I was like, because when you're young or when you're inexperienced, you're an adolescent in the craft. You think it's unreachable, unattainable. Like you once upon a time thought you could never make music. That music is for professionals.
Hmm.
And this guy, Jimmy, he probably thought um, writing a book and having a book published was something that a whole nother group of people did, totally unattainable by him. And I thought the same thing about putting videos on YouTube. Is like I could never do that. And then I think we've all independently learned that the average human being you can just take up the mantle, you can take up the interest, and so long as you just test yourself and you try to push forward and create a thing, then you can share it and other people can experience it, you know, and I think we discover that we can be part of that group, you know, that makes the art.
Yeah. Look at TikTok.
Yeah.
Just point the camera and do whatever.
And do whatever, yeah. Fuck TikTok. Yeah, that is that is a pit, man, of entertainment. You can just spend your fucking whole afternoon on TikTok and like it just goes, it just disappears. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think that just proves maybe people like watching people. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I think you're right. Um, Imitation, what life imitates art, art imitates life.
Yeah, so when are you gonna get cameras on your show?
Oh, I'm not doing cameras on my show. I think I think some people like doing video game with a camera on. I don't do that right now. I'm more interested in the video editing process, I think.
Oh,
And I mean, I record myself on TikTok doing, you know, whatever stupid whatever opinion it is that I feel like I can share or whatever, but that's just part of it. It's not like I want me to be on camera. It's just that's what you have to do the thing, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, I think understanding the medium is a big part of it. There's a language in TikTok, and the language is pretty much the format is a certain way, and the idea is they're all memes. Like 99% of what TikTok is. No, I would say probably 97% is memes because it's all audio. What is the idea of the TikTok is somebody can share an audio clip and everybody just makes their video fit the audio clip. Unless it's part of the 3% of it that's original content where people are sharing what they're cooking or, a how-to or their opinion about a certain political stance or news. There's some news on TikTok, which TikTok is fucking quick with the news. Like I saw the tornado shit. Like the first time I heard about the tornadoes that happened the other day was on TikTok. I opened up TikTok and it was the first video and I was like, oh shit.
What did it say? Bill Gates controls the weather?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Bill Gates, somebody got too close to revealing that Bill Gates was on Epstein's Island, so he had to tornado the fuck out of the building they were in.
It's wild, man. I saw the number and it just keeps going up, and I'm like, that's a lot of people for tornadoes. But I guess it was in the middle of the night. Jeez.
Yeah.
Just could you imagine being asleep, waking up in the middle of a tornado?
I think that would probably rank right up there with the biggest, like, things you don't want to have happen, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that sucked. That sucked the ass of everything.
It's almost unbelievable.
Yeah.
They didn't used to come at night. They come at night now.
They come at night. They will take you from your bed.
Wild.
Yeah, they will put you through a wall. Yeah. Tornadoes fuck shit up, man.
And it wasn't in Tornado Alley, right?
No, it was like up in Illinois or something.
So they're not even halfway prepared.
Yeah.
For tornadoes. Anyways.
Yeah, that's like us being prepared for a tidal wave.
It could happen. Shut up.
Yeah. Don't jinx us, damn it. Yeah. So, video game news. Tarkov just pushed a big ass update.
All right.
Yeah, I know you don't play Tarkov, but you hear me talk about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've added inertia, which means like your dude doesn't just run around and then stop on a dime, and you're able to like change directions and shit. So your dude will like have to slow down and slide, and it takes a little bit more time to turn. Like it doesn't matter how fast you pull the mouse wheel, like or the mouse across the keyboard or whatever desktop. Like so, they've added inertia. They've added a fuckload of new guns. They've added a whole new map, and oh yeah, voice over internet, which is going to be a big deal. Voice over IP. So we're going to be able to talk to people for the first time in ever.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so like when you play Tarkov, or when you like, have you ever played a first-person shooter where you can just speak to a random person you encounter in the world?
No, but I feel like it used to be like that.
I think
like when we used to play Halo, and you get on there and you can just hear everybody in the like 25 player lobby.
Yeah.
It used to be like that, but then they made parties, and
Okay.
you just hear the people in your party.
Yeah.
And so now what?
Well, I mean, you said in the lobby, so once it hit, like once the game launched and you were fighting each other, you couldn't hear everybody talking no more, right?
Probably not. Yeah, I probably forgot about that part.
Yeah, so like if you were in the lobby just waiting for the match to start, maybe you could hear everybody, and they probably were saying some pretty unfavorable things to hear. But,
Yeah.
But in Tarkov, when you're in the lobby, you don't hear nobody.
Okay.
And when you launch the game, the only people you hear are the people in Discord that's on your team.
Okay.
That you're chatting with, like we are now.
But now you're going to hear the other players.
But now we have the ability to hit a button and talk to people in proximity. Like, if you've ever seen Rust, have you ever seen anybody play Rust? I'm sorry, you cut out.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So in Rust, there's a proximity speak. So if you're like half the map away, nobody can hear you talking, even if you're holding down the button and you're saying, I want to talk to somebody. But if you're right up next to somebody, you guys can hear each other. If you want to talk to each other, now it's going to be like that in Tarkov. So
Okay.
it's going to be a game changer. So instead of just meeting somebody randomly in a hallway and you start exchanging gunfire, now one of you can be like, whoa, whoa, hey man, I'm just here to, loot this one room and I got to get out. I'm not trying to fight anybody. As a matter of fact, I'll throw my backpack down. You can go through it. Just don't fucking shoot me. And
Huh.
then it can change the dynamic of the gameplay. So I'm excited to see people have interesting interactions with that.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've heard some of this. What'd you call it when you can hear proximity in Elder Scrolls or something? When you're walking around and you'll hear the other people talking.
They call it VoIP, so voice over IP.
Okay.
Is that what
Yeah.
you were thinking?
Yeah, I think I've experienced some of that.
Mm-hmm.
B-Rad playing Elder Scrolls and other people talking and hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's not like it is, it's not Tarkov, so they weren't like, "Oh no, don't kill me." I
Yeah.
believe they were doing dungeons and all on the same team, just
Yeah.
going through fighting the level or
They were
whatever.
they were doing some Leroy Jenkins.
What?
Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, I don't know no Leroy Jenkins.
You don't know Leroy Jenkins? Okay.
I don't.
I think it's one of the most memed up World of Warcraft video clips ever.
Yeah, no.
I'll send you the video link later. You'll see what I'm talking about. I don't do dungeons. I don't do uh
Raids.
yeah, I don't do video games where you have to like team up with 10 or 15 people to go kill a boss character. I mean, I've played a couple of games like that, but that's not my bread and butter. But
Okay.
this video is a funny interaction with people doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, it's funny. You'll laugh when you hear it, I promise.
Okay.
Um what else? Have you seen any good movies lately?
No. Well, only thing I'm excited for is The Matrix coming
Yeah.
up the 22nd.
Oh, yeah, shit, man. So, one thing I want to say, I'm going to let you talk about the Matrix for a minute because I want to listen to you talk about it. Um,
Oh, I don't.
no, you have a
Okay.
lot. You got a lot to say. So,
No, I don't.
that like that this isn't cool, but this is something that I noticed. So the date that it's going to be released is 12/22/21. So obviously there's a mirror effect. There's like
122221.
right. So it's like there's a mirror right down the middle of that number. So it reflects itself. And I wonder how much of that concept is going to be in the movie. Because these, the one Wachowski that's doing it, I forget which one, Lana Wachowski.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, I think both of the Wachowskis were heavy into high concept stuff. Like there had to be 3 or 4 layers of philosophical fucking, flavor or whatever injected into every little bit of what they did. And I don't believe that it's just a happy accident on the poster cover that it says 12/22/21. So I wonder if the mirror, this world, that world, or what you think is real, or whatever. I wonder how much that's going to be a theme in the movie.
Um, yeah, sounds great. I mean, I didn't even pick up on that, but yeah, pretty interesting.
Hmm. Yeah. So what do you think about the new Matrix coming out?
Man, it looks cool. The Matrix is totally cool. I'm not real big on plots and storytelling. I just like whooshy effects, dodging bullets and cool stuff. But yeah, as far as the plot and the storytelling, I've heard that that none of it is real. Keanu Reeves isn't even real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some stuff out there. I've seen some headlines. I haven't read all the articles
Me either.
because I like to go into a movie and experience it fresh.
First. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've had movie trailers our whole lives, I feel like. But now you can get on the internet, you can read the book, you can do all these things and have all this information going into a movie. And I read a long time ago that you can get more enjoyment out of your entertainment by doing that, but I've never really done it. I just like watch the trailer and like, am I gonna go see that one? Does it look good? It's like, and this is the Matrix. It's like, I'm definitely, yeah, everybody's all in on the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
So definitely gonna watch it. But I've seen the trailers, and I mean, it just looks really good. It doesn't look like they're gonna drop the ball or fall off the bandwagon. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a flop or anything like that. It looks really good.
It does look pretty good. I just I'm hoping that the team that put the movie together is really bringing the inspiration instead of it being like over the hill, need to milk the franchise. I mean, they haven't done anything with the Matrix in a long time, so you could say that they wanted to space out. I mean, like there was years and years and years between Star Wars, the original trilogy, and the prequel trilogy, which a lot of people fucking hated because for whatever reason. So I am afraid that they're going to fuck it all up,
Mm.
because there is a market for another Matrix movie, and there's going to be people that shell out a fuckload of money to go see it, and only to find out that they've Disneyified something and they've just ruined it.
Yeah, there's that. Let me say something.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with Jar Jar Binks until everybody started pointing it out.
Yeah.
Like, first take, I was like, oh, it's kind of silly and different, but whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think when I was younger, I think I felt the same way. Like I could take it or leave it. Like that wasn't the highlight of my experience of watching the Star Wars prequels. And I think I remember getting maybe not scolded, but it was pointed out to me that my opinion about the Star Wars prequel was adolescent and not very well thought out because I enjoyed them. Like, let's see, what am I trying to say? I remember specifically there was a dude named Josh Patterson, and at this time I worked at the movie theater a long, long fucking time ago. I worked there for like 6 years. And I remember watching the prequel movie with Josh Patterson and Dave Gross, which was the projection manager guy at the time. And we got to the end of the movie, and Josh Patterson was like, he was a good friend of mine at the time. I don't talk to him anymore, but he asked me what I thought about the prequel trilogy, or the prequel movie, the first one, The Phantom Menace. And I was like, dude, I fucking loved it. I thought it was great. And he was just like, I thought it was trash. And I thought it was terrible. And basically, since you thought it was great, you should feel terrible because you didn't watch the same movie I watched or whatever. And I was like, I don't even understand how you can come up with that. And it's taken me years to realize why people thought that way. And it's because they grew up with the original trilogy, and it became a part of their identity, or it became something they were so familiar with that they accepted everything in it. And then when they saw the new one, it had more cartoony aspects to it. Like they felt that it was more geared towards kids, and they were adults now. Like it had been 30 years since the first trilogy. Mm-hmm. And, they weren't the target audience, and they didn't realize they were not the target audience. They thought the movie was supposed to be made for the young adults that they were, and it wasn't. And they forgot that the original movie, the first movie, was kind of a kid's film anyway. Like it had silly shit in there, like C-3PO like falls over and pratfalls and does, makes silly fucking noises and stuff like that. It's like the original Star Wars movies, yeah, they were enjoyable for adults, but he kind of made those movies actually for younger people. And George Lucas did the same thing with the trilogy, and people just ripped him for it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But everything in entertainment and stuff is all subjective. Uh, I just
Yeah.
remember this funny thing from high school. I was at the EOC Tech, and I was in web page design, but there was
Mm.
also like a hardware class. Like
Oh, yeah.
the end goal was you build your own computer.
Okay.
And I was just like on break or whatever. I was walking by those guys, and this guy Lucas was having a conversation with somebody, and he said, "Did you even see the Matrix Resurrections or whatever?" Like he was really just in this passionate conversation with somebody about it. It's like, "Did you even watch the same movie as me?"
Right.
Just like
Yeah.
explaining how
How their
everything.
how their take on it was so fucking whack.
Or just, yeah, maybe. Or just, he was just excited for the most part, is what I got out of it.
Oh, yeah. EOC Tech web page design. Was Miss Choate still there?
Yes, but she was over the multimedia class, which was the fun class. I
Yeah.
should have been in multimedia.
I did the multimedia there.
You did the fun class.
I guess so. I didn't know it was fun at the time. I was completely disconnected from reality at that point in my life, I think.
Oh, man.
I mean, they were lucky if I fucking showed up.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I learned some stuff there, but I think I was too young and immature to respect it and to make the most out of it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was young too.
Yeah. Young
Not
and
making websites right now.
yeah, I'm making multimedia. Well, no, I'm not making multimedia.
Sure you are.
I'm making some media to be consumed, but it's not interactive. At that time, I think the definition of multimedia was any sort of media that you could interact with to change it. And I don't know. I don't fucking know. I think that shit was the infancy of internet culture, like sharing media and stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was in its infancy.
Yeah.
Now it's all grown up.
It's all grown. It's its own thing now. Yeah. If I could go back and do it all again, I think I'd pay more attention, take it more seriously.
Yeah, if I could do it all again, my mom really encouraged me. Is after high school I was supposed to go to college, and so but the EOC Tech, they had this thing where you could do the 13th year, and for free school 1 year after college,
Mm-hmm.
just continuing what you were already into.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounded interesting to me. And but mom really wanted me to get into college, so I did that. And I got into some of the same classes. I was in a web design class, and I was in a broadcasting class. And I thought my teachers were whack.
Mm.
I really did. I thought they were just showing up for their paycheck. In retrospect, at this point,
Like that, like they weren't actually teaching anything and they didn't care.
no, they were coming. They were coming up there, and they were like trying to make friends with the students and tell them their life stories and stuff. I was like,
Mm.
what's the curriculum again?
Yeah, yeah, aren't we supposed to be following along to some fucking book or something?
I paid somebody for this.
Wow,
Uh,
that's terrible.
yeah, that's how I feel about that. I feel about Rose State College as just a high school with a big campus.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to Rose State for about 2 years. I wish I would have stuck with that too and finished it out, but I think I was playing way too many video games at the time and I was more interested in doing that, so I just stopped going to college.
Yeah, I only lasted 1 semester, and I was also probably fucking off in some sort of way.
Yeah, I was fucking off big time. I think I was working two different jobs and going to school, I think what they called part-time, like half-time or something, going to college.
Mhm.
And I think it was just too much for me. Um, because I wanted to play video games like all the time. So
Who doesn't?
yeah, so there was a game called Morrowind that had come out. It was the one that came out right before Oblivion, which is the one that came out before Skyrim. They're called the Elder Scrolls games.
Yes.
Yeah, so Morrowind had come out, and I bought a copy of that, and I just got so fucking enamored with that game that I didn't want to detach myself from the computer. And I want to say that was the thing that really ruined a lot of my friendships when I was younger, because I didn't want to hang out with buddies, and I didn't want to fucking go to work, and I didn't want to go to school.
Jeez.
I'm really glad that no other game ruined my life. Like since then, like that was the only game that really fucked everything up. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad that, I mean, even when Tarkov came out, I was like, I absolutely will not sacrifice my sleep and I will not sacrifice my job to stay home and play this fucking video game. So I feel thankful that I had the spine to cut it off.
You started off with some boundaries.
Yeah, because Morrowind, I let Morrowind just take over, and at that time of my life, I mean, I don't even think I like officially quit going to college. I just stopped showing up and didn't care about the repercussions.
Yeah.
My
Send me my fines in the mail.
yeah, fuck them. I was just like, fucking whatever. I don't give a shit. And which is really disrespectful to my parents. I didn't, at the time, I didn't clue them into what I was thinking. I mean, I think I was smoking way too much marijuana at the time, being a young adult, and I didn't care. If I could change that part, I think I would change that part, but I think I would have shown my parents some more respect, because I think they were helping me pay for the college and shit, but I had no idea. I thought that it was all up to me, and I didn't want to pay for it anymore, and I was working 2 jobs and shit, and I didn't think anything would get taken care of if I wasn't working, so no one ever told me, like my parents never stopped and told me, hey, you can just go to college and not work and we'll pay for everything. They never said that, so I was like, well, if I want to play video games and I still need to maintain a job, then school's out, so fuck school. But I realize now that wasn't the case. Like if I would have just asked or fucking assessed the situation, they would have probably paid for everything, which would have been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Hey, so you got a crazy story? You got any crazy story from your past you want to share with us before we wrap it up?
No. Well, no.
Yeah.
I'll think about it and I'll give you a crazy story next time.
Next time. Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. I got a really cool idea that I want to share. Like, I don't have any cool stories. I mean, I think I've told a few stories already, but here's an idea, and tell me if this makes sense to you, or if this would be entertaining. The idea is for a TV show called The Bakers and the Bakes, or The Cookers and the Cooks, or something like that, where basically you have 2 sides of the show, like maybe cameras on one room and cameras on the other. And one aspect of the show is you have a bunch of people that are chefs that have to cook a recipe. They have to cook like maybe a cake or something. But their goal is to bake this cake, and then they feed it to at the end of the show, they feed it to maybe a person or maybe 2 people that have been smoking weed the whole time. And like while these chefs are cooking, these guys are in the other room just getting high, like getting baked as they can be, like we're super high. Okay, you follow me so far?
Okay.
Okay, so the chefs have a really bad recipe to follow, and B, they have ingredients that are not on the recipe. So like instead of flour, they've got like fucking dried up corn, and they got to grind the corn up to make flour, but that's not flour. That's cornmeal or something. So, and like maybe the recipe calls for like 3 eggs to get mixed in. I don't know how to make a cake, but the recipe calls for like 3 eggs or whatever. And the chefs, they just put the whole egg in the in the blender and blend it with the shells all and everything in it. Like making it gross, like basically making the cake, but just as fucked up as you can possibly make the cake, like as gross and nasty, and and just not cook it right and all sorts of shit. Like just make a train wreck fucking dish.
Okay.
But if they can give it to the people that have been sitting in the other room that are now really got the munchies because they've been smoking, whatever it is, the reefer, whatever the kids call it. and those people that are baked out of their mind, they pick up the slice of cake and they eat it and they don't notice anything wrong with it. then the chefs have succeeded and they've won.
Okay. Yeah, my stepbrother was real big on that kid that try and make you eat something gross.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Oh
no, dude.
no.
Like I mixed up, like get a cup and just like mix everything in the kitchen and try and see if your brothers or sisters will eat it.
Oh man, yeah, exactly like that.
No. Okay, that's
Now
cool.
that'd be super fun. Like the audience is in on it, right? So like the audience can see everything the chefs are doing, and they know what's in the cake. But the guys that are super super baked have no idea. They just get served a piece of cake, and if there's some crunch in there, they don't care.
The audience will have good reaction sounds.
There you go. Exactly, you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
that was.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, there's been times where it's like, I've been maybe snacking on some food and then look down and there's fucking mold growing on it, and then you're like, oh god, like maybe you sliced up some cheese to go along with some crackers or something, and then you get like into the fucking 7th cracker and you're like, the fucking cheese has mold on one side of it. Oh no. But your dumbass didn't recognize it. You ate it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look before you leap.
Yeah, I think that'd be a funny show, or maybe not. Maybe maybe I don't have a winner.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to have a winner. There's all
sorts of shows that are fucking dog shit.
That are bad shows. I watch a bad cooking show. Yeah, I like bad cooking shows, anyways.
Yeah, they got those little kids making dishes and shit that fuck them all up.
There's a show called The Worst Cooks in America, which is it's just turned into a meme fest. I mean, we're invested in it. We've watched it from the beginning, but they do video editing on there, and they throw up like silly, like bubbly letters on the screen and just make jokes about everyone and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, real like on the nose, real, easy to understand sort of comedy.
And tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's about it. You feel pretty good about it?
Yeah, man. That's fun.
Great. That's perfect. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Everybody, Digi-troll, man. If you liked our conversation here, give me a like. If you disliked it, give me a dislike on my presentation or what have you. Follow for future stuff. Share my video if you can. It helps me out a whole lot. Check Digi stuff out. It'll be in the description below. SoundCloud and YouTube. Links will be there as well. And hey, follow him, check him out, take a look at his stuff and give him some feedback. I appreciate all you guys that have listened so far, and very special thanks to my friend Digi for being on the podcast. This is Protodead saying I'll catch you on the flip flop.